All right, guys, I'm going to start this video off with something that a lot of you are not going to want to hear. And it's this. You're not being quote unquote nice, guys. What you are is you are being dismissed. You are being ignored. And the worst part about this, guys, is many of you mistake this niceness sort of as a strength or a positive attribute. That this being nice is going to help you at work and with dating and relationships. You think that you're doing the right thing, guys, by being agreeable, being easygoing, not rocking the boat, and again, being that quote-unquote good guy. But here's what's actually happening, guys. You are becoming forgettable. You are becoming invisible. And eventually, guys, that's going to lead to you being replaceable. Possibly at your job, possibly at your, with your wife, girlfriend, and in your life in general. All right, guys, somewhere along the line, many of us have been sold this idea to quote unquote just be the good guy, be the nice guy, be respectful. Don't do too much and don't be over the top. Certainly don't do anything to make yourself stand out. But on the surface, guys, this seems, it sounds right. It doesn't seem unreasonable. But here's where it gets twisted and generally goes off the rails. You didn't become quote unquote nice. What you did is you became passive. You became weak. All right? You stopped saying what you actually thought. You sort of muzzled yourself. And you started filtering everything you said. You avoided tension at all costs. In our PC world, guys, where people can get canceled, lose their jobs, for saying anything, even anything that toes the line of being sort of non-PC, it's sort of understandable. But what now, guys? You're the guy that goes along with everything. Maybe you always were. You laugh when everybody else laughs because you don't want to make anything uncomfortable. You agree just to keep things quote unquote smooth. You are that sort of go along to get along guys. But when you talk, nobody really actually feels what you say. There's no weight behind your words, behind you. You have zero influence. You have zero persuasion. Guys, the fact of the matter is many of you may have zero presence. And here's the reality of the situation, guys. Respect does not come from being agreeable. Respect comes from being earned through your words. And even more so, guys, your actions. As a man, respect is through actions. It's from having a point of view, from having an actual opinion, from being willing to stand on this opinion, guys, when it's unpopular. And more importantly, when you have something to lose. That could be your family, your friends, your job, your money. Are you going to stand on your opinion and your standards when there's something really to lose? And again, even when it creates friction, guys, especially when that opinion creates some friction. Because here's the reality, guys, that friction reveals something that many men avoid. And that's conviction. That's standards, guys, something I talk about all the time. Are you willing to stand by your standards? And more importantly, do you even have any? All right, and without these guys, without conviction, you come across, as I said earlier, as nice. But you come across as unsure, and again, weak and soft. And people don't follow unsure men. It's just a reality, guys. They do not follow these people. And they most certainly do not respect these men. And frankly, they don't even remember them. What happens? As I said earlier, guys, you become inconsequential. And in today's vernacular, you become an NPC, the non-player character. All right, so let's look at this in real life. Have you guys ever met somebody who sort of just nods and agrees with everything? They're sort of like a fucking bobblehead, a human bobblehead. Quotes will come from them. Yeah, man, totally. Or hey, man, whatever you think. Well, I'm cool with anything, or I'm down for whatever. These are things that will commonly come from that guy that just agrees with everything. And you might think, at first, hey, this guy's pretty easygoing. Give it some time, guys. Because you're going to stop asking for his opinion. You're going to stop considering him. And he's just going to sort of fade away. Now, let's contrast that to the guy who's calm but clear. He has an opinion. This guy doesn't need to dominate the room, and he doesn't feel the need to try too hard. But when this guy speaks, it's direct, it's intentional, it's his, and it most certainly carries some weight. That guy doesn't need to be loud, guys. And as I've talked about in almost all my videos, he has presence. And when I speak about that, guys, we said, that guy that walks into the room, the guy that has it. You just feel it. Again, he's not bombastic. He's not performative. He doesn't need to be loud, but he's confident and he has presence. All right, so let's clean this up a little bit, guys. Being respectful, that's a good thing. Being composed, also good. But being being agreeable to the point of sort of erasing or weakening yourself, that's not a virtue, guys. That's avoidance. That's passivity. And we know what that also is, guys? It's really fucking weak. That's fear, sort of under the guise of politeness, being PC. And people can feel that, guys, even if they can't explain or sort of articulate that. All right, guys, so what do we actually do here? Well, we certainly don't need to swing to the other extreme. We don't need to become loud, boisterous, abrasive, be some sort of clown, be some sort of alpha male jerk off, that we see littered all over social media. That's not it, guys. That is most definitely not it. Instead, you need to become clear. How do we do this? Well, we start simple. Let's start by saying what we actually think. Let's articulate our thoughts into words. Even if this is uncomfortable, not only for yourself when you first start to do this, but for other people. And even if it's completely uncomfortable. Guys, if you have a strongly held opinion or belief that you can back up, say it. It's okay. We can do this. We can disagree with people calmly. We don't need to yell. We don't need to, use our bird hands or, become bombastic. Being loud does not win arguments, guys. But what we do need to do is hold eye contact. And for God's sakes, guys, stop fucking over-explaining yourself. Say what you mean, get to your point, and let it sit, guys. We don't need to over-explain. And here's a big one, guys. Stop trying to be liked by everyone. I learned this long ago, guys. There's no shortage of people that probably think I'm an asshole. I'm okay with that. But be true to yourself. Be authentic. Stop trying to be liked by everybody. It's never going to happen, guys, especially when you put yourself out there. I've learned this more and more. It's okay. Because the second that you do that, guys, means stop trying to be, you start trying to be like everybody else, you sort of dilute everything about you. You become sort of milquetoast, vanilla, a nobody, and again, that NPC. And now there's nothing to respect about you when you do that, guys. Or worse, there never really was. All right, guys, here's the shift. So when you stop trying to be nice, you start being real, as I said, authentic and direct, something changes. People tend to start leaning into you. They're going to listen to you more carefully. They're going to give a shit about what you say because they know, as I said earlier, it carries weight. You don't have to sort of chase respect anymore. It just simply starts showing up. And not because you demanded it, guys, but because you finally became somebody worth listening to. You have an opinion. You're somebody worth respecting. So guys, look, if you've been telling yourself, well, hey, I'm just a nice guy. Let's take a hard look at that. Because there's a difference between being a sort of good man and being a man who sort of disappears. And most guys don't realize that. They don't realize that they crossed that line a long time ago. All right, guys, I appreciate everybody who stuck with me. The channel is building, guys. Those likes, those comments, and those subscriptions matter. If you made it this far, guys, just hit the subscribe button. There's no reason not to. Smash that thing. And guys, remember, again, live deliberately.